Hey everybody, Brooks from DragTimes here. So we're about 1 month away from ordering the new Ford GT, and it's about that time that I need to sell a car and make room for this new Ford GT. So when I got my order date, I kind of posted online about, I was thinking about selling either the Huracan here, the McLaren, or the Ferrari, which is over there. I also got the Ford GT up there, but I'm definitely not selling that. And it's decision time. So I've already made my decision, but I'm going to kind of go over what went into deciding between these two awesome cars. So first up, let's talk performance. They both perform great. Obviously, being DragTimes, we took them both to the track and ran them. Best quarter mile time in the McLaren was 10.3 at 137.5 miles an hour. Pretty amazing car. Does really well when the tires are great and the track prep is good. On the street, tends to spin a lot, right? On the Huracan, on the other hand, best time in that car was 10.4 at about 132 miles an hour. So a little bit slower. At the end of the day, whoever gets the jump in racing these cars is going to win. These cars are that fast. So you get the jump, you win. It's kind of a toss-up for performance, although on the highway, if you're running, the McLaren definitely pulls away with that higher trap speed. So for overall performance, I think the McLaren has the edge for the highway, and obviously with the Huracan and its all-wheel drive systems, on the street, it's just a monster. It goes 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds pretty consistently. At the drag strip, we got 0 to 60 in 2.5 with really sticky. Best time in the McLaren at the drag strip is about 2.6 to 60. Typically on the street, you're lucky to get under 3 seconds. So that's it for performance. I think for drag racing, the edge on my choices probably goes to the Huracan just because it's more consistent. For drag racing, you can do 0 to 60 and launch a car on the street with no problems. It's just an awesome all-around performing car. Transmission, both have dual clutch transmissions, 7 speeds. That's probably a toss-up. I personally think the Huracan shifts a little faster. That might be just because it's naturally aspirated and the McLaren has maybe a tiny bit of turbo lag, but transmission, I give it a toss-up. Both drive very smooth and easy to drive around town, very fast when racing. All right, so next up we got Coupe versus Spider. South Florida, usually it's always pretty hot. We got some good weather, maybe 1 month, 6 weeks out of the year. So I guess for the versatility, in a hardtop, the edge probably goes to the McLaren. This is a coupe. Obviously, you can get a Spider Huracan if you want it, but it's a soft top. Not as interested in that. So I guess from that kind of perspective, the edge for coupe versus Spider would probably go to the McLaren because it's more versatile. You can have a hardtop convertible, put the top down, whatever. Next up, aesthetics on the outside. So with the Huracan, we got some carbon fiber. It's got the forged carbon in the back rear area, no carbon on the inside. McLaren, on the other hand, has carbon fiber everywhere. This has a special carbon fiber package. I think it's like $25,000. The mirror casings, the front bumper, the rear bumper, the engine covers, inside a lot of carbon fiber as well. So I think aesthetics-wise, edge goes to the McLaren in that case. Doors-wise, well, here you go. I think everyone pretty much agrees when the doors go up, you know, the doors go up. And it's just awesome. Doors on the Huracan, I don't know. You've seen that show, Silicon Valley is a funny thing with the doors. The guy that sells the McLaren, he's all pissed off.
Have a fucking car whose doors open like this. Not like this, not like this. These are not the doors of a billionaire, Richard.
So I could definitely think the edge as far as coolness with the doors goes to the McLaren. All right, so on the interior, the McLaren's got a really kind of dated look to it. It kind of reminds me of the 2009 GTR interior as far as the electronics. They're not great. It's got some Android operating system for the center stack. I actually never use it. I just stream a little bit of audio once in a while, and that's it. The Huracan, on the other hand, has an awesome system. Obviously, coming from Audi, Lamborghini is able to bring a lot of really cool electronics, full color, customizable LCD dash, navigation's built into it, the music's built into it, changing the car settings is really easy. So I definitely give the edge on the electronic side to the Huracan. McLaren's got some new stuff with the 570 and the new 720S with much better electronics, but for me, choosing these two cars, edge goes to the Huracan for electronics. All right, so price. How much can I get for each of these cars? That's kind of a factor too, although not as much. They're actually both worth about the same. This is a 2016 with about 4,000 miles. This is a 2015 with about 3,600 miles. And believe it or not, they're selling for about the same price. Now the McLaren sticker price is way higher. This car stickered at about $356,000, and the Huracan's probably at about $290,000. So seeing that they're both worth about the same, you would think, hey, the McLaren's a huge depreciator, get rid of that thing before it's too late. Well, that's true. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't pay retail for a McLaren, right? They offer some pretty big discounts on these cars, upwards of $90,000 on a new car. So when you look at a car that costs $350,000 and they're selling for, you know, $220,000, $225,000, same as the Huracan that costs a lot less, you just got to understand that the original buyer didn't pay that much. So depreciation's still in favor of the Huracan over time. McLaren keeps coming out with new cars like ridiculous. It's like every 6 to 8 months they're coming out with a new car. You got the 12C, then the 650, then the 570, and the 570 GT, and the 675 LT, 675 LT Spider, 720S is coming out. So because they release the cars so fast and they keep increasing the performance, people tend to dump them pretty quickly and go to the next best thing. So Huracan, obviously, you know, they come out with a Huracan Spider, Huracan 580, which is a little bit cheaper, but they tend to not evolve as quick. Obviously, we got the Performante that just came out. So I think Huracan long-term resale value probably a lot better. So it's probably a better idea to sell the McLaren now and keep the Huracan, especially with the 720S coming out. So edge goes to keeping the Huracan for the. All right, so we already talked about performance, and each has its pluses and minuses. When it comes to sound and overall driving, there's really no comparison. I mean, a lot of people like the sound of a turbo car. McLaren, yeah, it just doesn't sound that great. It sounds really cool from the outside, but from the inside, you just don't get to hear the turbos and the growl of that engine. Even with the Spider and the top down, you just don't hear it. Huracan, on the other hand, this car sounds amazing. You got 3 different modes to choose from, and they each sound different. You got the Strada, the Sport, and the Corsa. If you put it in Sport and Corsa, it backfires and burbles and just sounds amazing. This car also has the Lamborghini original racing exhaust, gives it a little bit of a deeper tone, and just sounds awesome. Sounds more racy, it's much louder, it's a much more raw feeling to drive this car than the McLaren. That's just the fact of, you know, normally aspirated versus turbo. So the edge here definitely goes to the Huracan as far as sound and daily driving, you know, raw experience. All right, so length of ownership. Well, I've had the Huracan about 8 months, and I've had the 650S about almost 2 years. So definitely the Huracan's newer and probably more exciting to me. Huracan I've had a little while. Also plays into how much warranty is left on each car. The Huracan's got a lot more warranty than the Huracan. So looking at that, you know, probably edge goes to keeping the Huracan. All right, so we also have a lot of comments that came in from the 4GT video about what the subscribers or all you all thought I should keep. And first comment, one is, does anyone think he's actually going to read through these comments? Well, I read through them, so I did, and here they are. Sell the 650S, sell the Ferrari. No one is choosing the Huracan, that is true so far. Sell the 650. Sell the GT and make a lot of money on it over sticker. You can't sell the GT for 2 years after ownership, so that's not going to happen for a long time. I don't even think I'm going to sell it. I think it's a keeper. I think the Huracan does everything well. I'll keep the Huracan. Sell the McLaren before the value tanks. You won't be able to get much from the McLaren. Sell it now. Bye-bye Ferrari. It's the slowest car you have. This is true. That doesn't mean I'm going to sell it. Sell the 650, sell the Ferrari, sell the Ferrari, sell the 650, lose the Ferrari, definitely sell the Ferrari, sell the 650, sell the 650, sell the 650, keep the 430 if it's a 6-speed manual. That's a good point. It's not, it's an F1. So I think the overall feeling is sell the 650. I think we only had one commenter that said sell the Huracan. So, not that I made my decision on the comments, but at the end of the day, I decided to keep the Huracan. I sold the McLaren to a friend of mine. I've known this guy probably 15, 20 years. So I think it both worked out for the both of us. He's gonna get a great car and I get to kind of hang out with it and see it at the car shows. So that's it. Ford GT ordering in about 1 month. And the McLaren actually leaves tomorrow. So I'll get a little video of it leaving. We'll attach it to the end of this thing. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. McLaren, Lamborghini, bye-bye McLaren for now. And we can't wait to spec the new Ford GT in a month and take delivery as soon as we can.
Good.
So just one last thing for those who are still watching, if you can guess what I sold the McLaren for, closest person to guess, I'll send a free DragTimes T-Shirt. 2015 McLaren 650S Volcano Yellow. Stickers about 356,000, 3,600 miles. So go ahead and guess. Closest will send out a free DragTimes T-Shirt. Yo, thanks for watching. Also subscribe if you want to see updates on the order process of the new GT, as well as delivery process and performance testing. Thanks for watching.